sorry.
Okay.
Okay, look, I want to move things on now because I want to talk about. I
Can
want
you
to
hear
talk
me,
about.
guys? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can hear you. Look, I
H
want to talk
H.
about.
Okay.
Let me
Yes,
speak, man.
I want to no because this will blend it well with the England Belgium. I want to talk about Calvert-Lewin.
Okay.
Let's talk about Calvert-Lewin. So here's the thing: people have been saying Calvert Lewandowski. Some loser moron with no friends said he's better than R9. So there's been a lot of crap that's been said because he has had a great start to the season. Now, this is my thoughts on Calvert-Lewin. Quality start to the season. I think he was already decent striker before last season. But the thing about it is, people are being far too reactionary. I cannot tell you whether this guy is a truly elite striker because it's only been a few games. I don't give a damn how many goals he has scored in 3-4 games. I don't care. I'm not going to use 3-4 games to now say, yeah, Calvert-Lewin is world class. He's now at the same standard as Benzema and so forth. So the question here is, how good is Calvert-Lewin? And do you believe that this guy can go on and develop to be one of the best strikers in the world? Or is it a case of flash in the pan, one season wonder, in a few years, people will forget about him? Vilton.
Man, to be honest with you, I think he's just on a hot winning streak right now. It's just all talk right now. They're just hyping him because this guy was so like he's not a bad player. He just Calvin Lewin wasn't scoring goals like that 2 seasons ago for Everton like that. I don't know. Maybe Ancelotti changed his game a little bit, but I don't put him in the same sentence as R9 and Lewandowski. That doesn't make any logical sense at all. I think because he's from England, maybe that's why the journalism are hyping him up. But Calvin Lewin, no, he's nowhere near Lewandowski. That's not even that's disrespectful. That's very disrespectful. Putting the same Calvin Lewin name next to Lewandowski name, it doesn't make any sense. But let's just see how the season is because it's only been 4 games, right? We're not even halfway to the season yet.
Yeah.
Because anybody can get hot. It's all about can you sustain it? Can you sustain it to the entire season? He could even have a good season. That was the same thing with. He reminds me of Jamie Vardy a lot. Because in 2016, I thought Jamie Vardy was just Leicester was just having a really good season, but Jamie Vardy surprised me.
He's kept on
He
going.
kept on
He's kept
scoring.
on
He
going.
kept on
Yeah.
going. Let's see if he's still gonna keep on doing that. I'm not gonna say he's low and dusty. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay. Josh Besson says HH didn't watch Brazil. Shinksman Neymar completed 18 dribbles against Bolivia. Josh Beston, you're sad. Don't come to me when Neymar wins a World Cup or Copa America. Don't give me any of that. What he did against Bolivia, trash. That's low. Undisputed. Calvert-Lewin, man.
Okay, so
Overrated?
it's been 4 games, so to be honest, it's way too early to make any conclusion. If I had to say, I would probably say he's just average. It's just he might have a good season. I mean, Danny Ings had a good season last season, didn't he? So,
But do you think there's a potential for him to have a great season or maybe even great seasons? Do you see something where maybe Ancelotti will unlock a truly amazing striker?
he might reach Jamie Vardy levels, like genuinely good over a decent period of time. But no, I don't think. Like even Harry Kane, I can't see him ever reaching that level, let alone like true top strikers. He's decent. He's all right. That's everything. That's all.
All right. LB, Calvert-Lewin.
I'm not going to say that he's going to be the best striker, in the world come a couple of years' time, nor that he's going to not be able to sustain this form that he's been able to deliver. But yeah, like what Undisputed was saying, it's just way too early to say anything. If we sort of go off previous or what's happened previously with Jamie Vardy and all those other players, I mean, it's shown that you can become more than a one-season sort of wonder and really sort of capitalize on your performances and take your career to to great heights. But to say that he's going to be the next Lewandowski or even be compared to Lewandowski, it's quite embarrassing, I think. And I think the thing with Lewandowski is he started to, I think, really come into the scene when he was a very similar age, 24, 25, I think, when he was with obviously Dortmund. But yeah, as I said, it's still very, very early to make any sort of conclusion.
So, but do you see a potential for him to be a great striker, or too early to say?
No, I see that I think that he has the potential to become a good striker, but in terms of how good, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
All right. Ahmad, Calvert-Lewin.
I agree with whoever said that that is similar to Jamie Vardy. I feel like it's just like if Vardy had reached his 2015 form at a younger age, I feel like it's gonna be the same type of thing. And I mean, for him, it's gonna be a struggle because is he gonna start in front of Harry Kane and all that? And I don't think England can play with two strikers, so I don't really know. I don't know what the fuss is about him. But I think he's pretty good. I think just because he scored 13 goals last season doesn't mean much because he's still like 21. Because I know he was playing in the under 19 World Cup like 2 years ago, so he's pretty good.
So, but so what kind of season do you think he'll have for Everton this season? Do you really think that he can end up near the top of the goal scoring charts, or next 6, 7 games will go on a barren run and they will just say, hey man, look, everybody just overreacted with how we were rating this dude? Or do you think, no, this guy can actually be a pretty damn good striker?
Nah, I mean, I think he can get 20 EPL goals this season. So that's like what, top five, most likely. So that would definitely be top five EPL strikers this season.
Okay, all right. Abdullahi, Calvert-Lewin, man. Is he
I
worth the
think
hype?
Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a very good striker, though, but we don't kind of rate him that much. I think I remember the interview Calvin Ancelotti made. He said they want to make him Filippo Inzaghi of AC Milan. I was like, during the Inzaghi era, there was offside, but there was no VR, there was no this technology though. So we have to chill about a little bit of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it's been really good. Last season, I think he scored 19 goals. I'm not sure. I need to check. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how many goals he scored last season. It was really good last season. I think this season it's been.
We lost you, Abdullahi. We lost you, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go for it.
Okay. I said we have to wait and see how consistent he can be from now that he's been scoring goals now till the end of the season. We have to wait and see. But Ancelotti is doing a very good job. He's kind of building Dominic Calvert-Lewin very high. Like I'm impressed with the way he's playing Calvert-Lewin with what's called James Rodriguez together and Richarlison now. Ancelotti is really doing good.
So how good do you think he can be? What do you think his ceiling is? What do you think his ceiling is?
I'm gonna say 23 goals this season.
Okay. All right. Okay. BD Cole, Calvert-Lewin.
So I think I need to see him in the Champions League.
That's not happening this season.
No, it's not happening this season. But what I will say is I need to see him do it against big clubs.
Mm-hmm.
I need to see him do it in the Champions League.
They
And
play
then
Liverpool
obviously,
next week, so then it's gonna show himself.
next,
They play Liverpool.
yeah. I know they play. So he needs in a game like that show me.
Yeah, that's a big game. So he needs to. So those
Yeah.
are the games. So he needs to show up in those big games for you
In
to
those
give him
big
some
games.
respect.
For me, that's how I see it. I also think that in the Euros too, if he can show something in the Euros, that would be amazing. But again, currently right now, I mean, it's so early in the season, HH. If there's so many games to play for, so I think it's just too early that we put the hype on him because he might even end up as a one season wonder, and then next or even like just go for a good run for let's say 10 or 13 games, and then the rest of the games he's just awful. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Now, AJ, I have a question. AJ,
Yeah.
yeah, people are saying he's gonna be a one-season wonder, but I can't think of a recent England striker who picked up form like all of a sudden and then just did because he's English. It's not like he's from a different league and he has to adapt. It's like Harry Kane. At one point, we thought Harry Kane was gonna be a one-season wonder. Then we thought it was the same for Jamie Vardy. But the only one I could think of is like Ricky Lambert, which was ass. He was ass.
But what about Charlie Austin? Charlie Austin too in Southampton. He had, I believe, 15 games in scoring run.
Yeah, no, but also my thing is, let's see what Danny Ings does this season, because Danny Ings was
Right.
very prolific last season. Now let's just see, because for me, I feel that Danny Ings is a one-season wonder. I don't consider him a multiple-season striker, but as we've seen with Harry Kane, this has been probably one of England's best strikers since Shearer and Owen.
How many goals does Danny Ings have to score for you to not think he's not a one-season wonder?
Oh, for me, I mean, you need to, at the very least, get 15 to 16 goals at the very least.
All
15
right, he'll
to
get
16 goals. So, because then if you're consistently getting the 15, 16, 17, which is what Kane, Aubameyang, Aguero do, then I know that you're the real deal. So, but if you end up with like 10, 11 goals, 12 goals, and I'm like, okay, maybe that season was just you just popped off that whole season.
Remember the hype they were giving to Pookie from Norwich?
Yo, I was hyping him up as well. Pookie, I know.
Yeah.
I'm Ham. Talk to me, Calvert-Lewin.
Like Calvert-Lewin is good, guys. I don't know why you're talking like Calvert-Lewin could easily do what Kane did for England and for Tottenham. I think for Everton he could be like their version of Kane. But I don't think he's gonna play tomorrow. I think Kane's gonna play tomorrow though. He's you see the thing is Tammy and Calvert-Lewin are similar because they're about the same age group and they're like the first number 9s of their age group to break out for England. But the difference between them is that Tammy doesn't get any game time. I think for talent, Tammy is better, but Calvert-Lewin, I think last season I felt as if he was like more of like a crouch. So I didn't really think he was going to be much. But this season, I think I'm starting to see that this guy is going to be a real monster for many years to come because he's got speed, he's huge, and he does the dirty work that managers...
Bro, how good do you think Calvert-Lewin can be then? In all honesty, so you think he can be an elite striker?
Like, if he makes the right moves, like if he makes moves like Choupo-Moting, I think this guy could be like breaking records.
I am him, man. You have peaked the Hangout again, man, for the 5th consecutive Saturday. Man.
What? Who the hell did you just say?
Choupo-Moting.
Did you just say Choupo-Moting?
Yeah. If he makes moves like that guy, I mean, I think he can do some crazy stuff, but I don't think he will though. I think he'll stay in England for the rest of his career.
All right. Cassius, man. Calvert-Lewin, man. Talk to me.
So, I mean, Calvert-Lewin, I think he's a good player. I don't think he's going to be like a one-season wonder. I think he can be consistent at a decent level for his career. I agree with I Am Ham. I mean, he's in my eyes, I think he's almost the exact same player as Tammy Abraham. You know, they're both tall. You know, they have a good instincts inside the box, but I don't think either of them will ever become elite strikers.
So what would his ceiling be then? I think his ceiling is Jamie Vardy, just below a Jamie Vardy. So you're saying he'll never be a world-class striker?
No, he won't. I think he'll be like a consistent player in the Premier League. Let's say he stays at Everton for his entire career. I think he could probably average like 10 to 15 goals a season, something like that. But I don't even think he'll get to like Jamie Vardy levels because he's good in the box, he's good in the air, but I don't really see anything more than that.
All right, I test.
Wait, H.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. You say you got to win the World Cup, right, for you to be a horseman for you, right?
Okay.
Let's say Calvert-Lewin becomes top scorer in the 2022 World Cup and he wins the World Cup with England. Would you put him as a horseman?
No, because I didn't have to look at his whole entire career.
Okay.
It's like, why isn't Iniesta a horseman? Why isn't Xavi a horseman? So that's just the requirements, but then it's about how good are you as a player? What has your impact been throughout your entire career? So, because then I could just make Abeloa or Stefan Givash horsemen, which is never happening. So,
or Ramos.
Yeah. I test. Calvert-Lewin, man. Can he be a GOAT?
Go. Okay. Listen, I heard the same things about Tammy Abraham last season. Like, let's be real. What Calvert-Lewin is doing for Everton is cute. It's cute. But that's his level. Let's be real. He's a good player for Everton. He's a very, very good player for Everton. But I think people need to relax when they say GOAT, or I don't believe he's ever going to even be a player for a top 6 team or a European team. I think he's a very, very good player for Everton, though. Just like Danny Ings, he's not good enough to be in a top 6 team, but he's a very, very good player for Southampton.
So you're putting him at Danny Ings' level then? So you don't think he's slightly better, or he can be better than Danny Ings?
No, I think Everton's his level. I think Everton is his level. I don't believe, which is nothing to be ashamed of. I think he'll be a very decent Premier League striker, but not top 6 or European level. That's my opinion on it.
Okay, all right. So let me just take a few of these
Can
super
I
chats.
say
So
something?
wait, easy. Well, let me just hit the super chats. So from Just Beston, he says Calvert-Lewin is giving me Drogba vibes. Baller. Just Beston, you're a moron. You're a moron. So don't do that. The Verge, thank you for super chat, says that 7-1 year. F you Liverpool. I'm out. Hashtag Hala Madrid. We ride. The Verge, please, don't tell me that you've stopped supporting Liverpool because of that game and you're now a Real Madrid fan. Please don't. Because I think if we continue to promote this whole notion of guys changing clubs, I think it will make this channel look very, very unfortunate. Abdullah, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. I was listening to Ayam talking about him Calvert-Lewin, but last season Ancelotti was there, but there was not Abdullah Doucouré, Alan, James Rodriguez, but at least he scored like I think 19 goals. I need to check the stats to see how many goals he scored in the APL. But this season he has left up where he started last season, and he's been doing consistently well. That's what I said.
But we need to see what he does at the end of the season, though. That's the key thing.
Yeah, but we need to look at this thing now. Ancelotti is the top manager. It's not like a brick over maybe like someone like a PE teacher like Lampard.
I don't give a damn. I know Ancelotti is a great manager. So are you telling me that Ancelotti will turn him into a world-class striker? Is that what you're saying?
Ancelotti will improve Calvert-Lewin a lot.
By how much? Are you not saying he's going to be a world-class striker?
When you have a top manager in your team, you can, as a striker, you can confidently say, yes, I have this manager that can improve me. I keep saying it.
Then how good can he be? Tell me, how good can Calvert-Lewin be?
At Liverpool, it's different than Raheem Sterling and the Man City. Raheem Sterling in Liverpool is class A brick in Liverpool. Raheem Sterling Man City now, I'm going to put him in tier.
Wait. Abdullah, he asked you a very simple question. How good do you believe Calvert-Lewin can be? Harry Kane, Aguero, R9, Lewandowski, Shevchenko, how good can he be?
Like Harry Kane. Yes. Because that's how good he is.
Imagine how good he'd be under Pep.
Under Pep, I think Calvert-Lewin will be much, much better because you have a world-class coach who can train you week in and week out, who will make you better. You have a better player in your team, and you have a top tier coach in Ancelotti who will make you better every time. So you have to rate Calvert-Lewin, not just because this is like one season. He did the same thing last season. He scored goals for them last season, despite not having James Rodriguez and this kind of player with him. But now they have a creative outlet.
All right.